I don't remember the bit. We had one, right?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I
thought you had it.
I don't have it. Didn't we have it? Didn't we talk about it earlier?
I feel like we did.
Look at me. I'm Mr. Butterfingers fries. That's good enough. It's like classic Saturday Night Live. It's hilarious. If it's good enough for Adam Sandler, it's good enough for us.
It's good enough for Sadie Hawkins Pod.
Although, you know who could open the show?
Who?
It's me, David S. Podkins.
Ugh. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sadie Hawkins Pod.
Hello. Saturday Night Live's still on the air? How are they doing?
I don't know.
I know, they came
Name
back.
one cast member.
You like Saturday Night Live? Name all the Saturdays. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy early Halloween. So, as we talked about last year, each year we're going in order through the Creepier EP Er.
And this is coming out a little early this year because
yes.
Danny had planned for episode 70, which is the closest episode to Halloween, to be Deathbed. So we thought,
the spookiest Relient K song of all, Deathbed.
It is.
I just planned it to be 70, and I was like, oh, shoot, that's literally Halloween week or the week out or something. But it's a two-part thing that we're doing because it's such a big song. So I was like,
so
we
we're
gotta
celebrating the cup this week.
Yes. Speaking of the cup, the Lakers just took home the Stanley Cup. Congratulations to the Lakemen.
What do you win in basketball?
The golden basketball?
This morning, Danny was like, people were so like loud and not social distancing last night because the Lakers won the pennant. And I'm like, is that what they win in basketball? I don't know. I only know the hockey. He's looking it up. They win some kind of trophy.
I'm sure. How would you type this out? I typed in basketball final award.
Maybe it's just the yay we won trophy.
The NBA Finals is an annual championship series of the National Basketball Association, NBA. The Eastern and Western Conference champions play a best-of-7 game series to determine the league champion. The winners of the finals are awarded the Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy. That is not part of the zeitgeist.
Nope.
People know the Stanley Cup. People know
the World Series.
The World Series. Pennant. The
Heisman.
The
Heisman. What do you get? What do you get in
trophy.
the thing where you throw the thing that used to be made out of pigskin? What do you get for that one?
The football.
The
Heisman Trophy.
Heisman.
The Super Bowl. Everyone you win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You get to eat cereal out of the Super Bowl.
That's the thing.
Justin Bieber pees in the Super Bowl. We all remember this, but nobody talks about the Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy.
Justin Bieber peed in the Stanley Cup, Danny.
It was replaced by the Walter A. Brown Trophy in 1983.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously, that name I knew.
Basketball. So this week we're singing. So this week we're talking about Basketball by Curtis Blow. That's the song we're doing this week. Playing basketball. You know that song? We're playing basketball. I think it's Curtis Blow.
No, but I know. Baby, how long you gonna keep me in the penalty box? Baby, how long you gonna keep me in the penalty box? I have a 7-inch signed by that guy.
It is Curtis Blow that sings basketball. Can you tell we're padding the show this week? Because we don't have a ton to say about the song. It's a good song, but there's no covers. There's a couple live videos.
Unfortunately, we could not get our hands on Butterfinger cups.
Yeah, okay. So obviously, any food-related song, we want to have the food here. Did it with Skittles and combos. Butterfinger cups, we bought them this summer at a gas station right down the street from us. They had them, and like we bought them at the time. If I'd known we wouldn't be able to find them a couple months later, I would have stocked up from that store. So we were like, okay, let's try to find Butterfinger cups. Not on Target.com, not on whatever.
Not on Amazon.
Not on they were on Amazon, but they were like overnight, or they were really expensive, and it was like a pack. It was like a pack of 100 or something. And not on like Postmates or whatever. Not Postmates, but Instacart. So I was like, okay, well, we'll go back to that one store we saw them at a couple months ago. Not there. So we bought Butterfingers. And we'll just imagine that we'll put them in a cup. I mean, we've had Butterfinger cups, so we know what they're like. We know the difference. Did you want to break into them right now, Jessica?
Yeah, of course. Do you know what I miss?
What's that?
Crispity, crunchy Butterfinger BBs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Miss the Butterfinger BBs. I like those. You know what? I think Butterfinger might be my favorite candy bar.
What do you think of...
It's definitely up there. It's definitely like top 3.
We got into it very quickly. I'm surprised. I thought we still had some top of the show business, but what do you think of Fifth Avenue?
No.
Fifth Avenue cup. No. Fifth Avenue
Get out of here with the Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue stinks.
You're so anti-New York. You're such an LA person. You're like one of those classic 80s comedians that talks about the difference between LA and New York City. And you're like, in Los Angeles, they've got Butterfingers. In New York, they've got Fifth Avenue.
Exactly.
So did you know... I'm breaking into the Butterfingers. Did you know that they changed the recipe 2 years ago?
Oh, I did not know that. But you know what? They are easier to eat now. I did notice that as I bit into this.
Yeah, they used to be a lot like...
crumblier.
A lot crumblier, a lot more sticky to your teeth, which they reference in the song as far as the cup formula, the cup form of the Butterfingers, how they stick to your teeth. But they changed the formula, and we did have a voicemail, but I guess we're talking about Butterfingers now. Then we'll do the voicemail, then we'll get into the song.
Sorry.
So... the Butterfinger was invented by Otto Schringer. See, now when I can't pronounce people's last names on the show, this case I don't have to feel bad because this guy must be dead, right? He's born in 1923. He'd be 100 and He was born in 1923. He could still be around. He could be 97 years old.
Yeah, why not?
Well, Otto Schringer founded the Curtis Candy Company in Chicago, Illinois. The company held a basic contest to choose a name for this candy. In early marketing campaign, the company dropped Butterfinger and Baby Ruth candy bars from airplanes in cities across the United States as a publicity stunt that helped increase its popularity. Okay, when it said they dropped them from airplanes, my immediate thought was they used to serve them on airplanes and stopped serving them on airplanes as a publicity stunt. I'm like, oh no.
No, like
they dropped them on people.
That seems dangerous. Also, like if nobody's around, they'll just melt on the sidewalk.
Oh, the candy bar was featured in the film Baby Take a Bow in 1935 featuring Shirley Temple.
Oh.
Yep, we're going to talk about The Simpsons later. In 2010, sales were $598 million.
Is that the Shirley Temple movie where her mom gets run over by an ice cream truck on her birthday and it's like depressing and I've never finished that movie?
Was that a Christian movie?
I've never finished that one. My mom bought like when I was a kid, this whole like Shirley Temple box set, and that was like the first one I went to watch. I turned it off and refused to watch any of those other movies. I think those VHS tapes are still kicking around somewhere.
Well, yeah, they're way easier to chew now.
Yeah.
They used to be way more sticky to the teeth. They're less crumbly and more kind of chalky in a way now. Much more crumbly. I mean, kind of crumbly, but in a good way. Like, they don't just fall apart.
They used to just fall apart.
So, a new formula for Butterfinger was formulated in January 2019 with labels displaying improved recipe and better Butterfinger. as well as identifying that it uses larger runner peanuts in the bar's core that are roasted at a manufacturing plant. The new bar also uses a higher percentage of cocoa and milk. Something about hydrogenated oils and preservatives. Despite representatives of the brand claiming sales have significantly improved. This is the best. This is the best Butterfinger. This Butterfinger sells better than any previous Butterfinger. Some social media users have criticized the new recipe and consider it inferior to the previous recipe. And that is Butterfinger. So before we go any further... It tastes
a little more chocolatey.
Yeah. And we know what a Butterfinger cup tastes like because we just had them again this year.
Yeah.
They're more like chewy. They're more chocolatey.
Softer. You know what? It's softer.
Yeah, the new Butterfingers are softer.
Yeah.
If you haven't had a Butterfinger
for sure.
in almost 2 years, what better time to treat yourself than 2020?
I like old Butterfinger better than new Butterfinger because it's old like me.
Well, maybe you'd like Fifth Avenue then. Because Fifth Avenue is pretty similar to Butterfinger. It might be like the old ones.
Stop trying to push your communist candies on me, Danny.
My communist candies. So before we get any further, we do have voicemails, and this is a very cattywampus show. This is a very out-of-order show. But it's Halloween, so we're tricking you. Mm-hmm. We're being tricky with our treats.
We're tricking you, and we're eating the treats.
What's up? It's Daniel. Just calling in with some thoughts on Apathetic Way to Be. I guess you guys sort of, oh my god, it's so early, I can't think. This is not a bit. I literally just, forgot what I was going to say, because it is not even 6 in the morning, and I'm on my way to work. Let me call that. That's very close to my thought.
How did Daniel know 3 days ago when he left this voicemail to match the energy that we have right now? So he calls back with his actual voicemail.
Hey, it's Daniel again. Okay, so I guess you guys kind of established, who the personnel was on Apathetic Way to Be, but I don't know. I'm still kind of confused about it because I guess for some reason I always thought that the first verse was sung by John Warren, and it's only recently that I kind of thought, oh wait, no, that's probably Dave Douglas because he was still in the band, and that's the thing that they did a lot, Failure to Communicate and Life After Death in Texas, and I don't know, We're Nothing Without You, those kind of songs where Dave has a prominent singing part in it, especially the first verse. So that would make more sense. I don't know why I maybe nobody else struggles with this, but I think John and Dave sound a lot alike, their singing voices.
Well, I think Thiessen and Dave Douglas sound completely alike, because whenever it's Dave Douglas singing, I never know. I just flat out never know. And I'm usually okay at this, because when it's Hoops singing, I can tell that. Mm-hmm. But I can't tell when it's Dave Douglas singing. Between Matt Thiessen, they apparently are way too close. Yeah. I cannot tell there's a difference. When I hear Apathetic Way to Be, you could not convince me that it's not Matt Thiessen the whole time.
Right.
I mean, now that I'm hearing this,
it didn't sound completely like Thiessen, but I don't know.
And it's and I always criticize fans of other bands when they can't tell a difference. How can you not tell the difference between Hoppus and DeLonge? And how can you not tell the difference between John Flansburgh and John Linnell? Although, I don't know if it was on a regular episode or a Patreon, but I did say that the wrong John from They Might Be Giants sang Istanbul, not Constantinople.
I'm taking away your meme account.
So there's 20 seconds left in this voicemail. Let's hear what else Daniel has to say.
Yeah, I don't know. If this was truly a B-side from the recording, then obviously it would have to be Dave, I guess. That would be the only thing that would make sense. I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is, is there any possibility that that's John Warren? But probably the answer is no. I don't know. Just something that's always been a question to me. Anyway, that's all I got. Have a good one.
I mean, Warren did provide some some
Yeah,
additional something on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Warren was a guest
Yeah.
on for something before he was officially in the band.
I can't remember what now, though.
Because the same thing turns out to have happened for Five Score, that before Ethan was in the band, like before there was even the chance that he would be offered to be in the band, just coincidentally Ethan is on Five Score, and then just coincidentally Warren is on So there was this weird, it only happened I guess for 2 albums, but there's that weird pattern of like future members of the band being on the album before they were on it. Before they were in the band. So yeah, I don't know. That goes back. I didn't say it at a time, but that goes back to last week's episode, Apathetic Way to Be. So thanks, Daniel, for giving us some insight. We did not notice that it's not Thiessen singing the whole song.
Yeah. And
this is too late to go back and redo that episode. But I believe it's true. Like I said, like I can tell when it's Hoops, but I cannot tell. It was I saw a Consequences when I was like the parts that Dave sings. When I watched the live videos, I'm like, oh yeah, these parts are Dave. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, there might have been times when I
have to
listened
do some deep critical listening
right.
to really be differentiate who is singing in Relient K songs, with the exception of Hoops.
Right. There might have been some times when I listened to I Still Hate Consequences, and I'm like, oh, this doesn't quite sound like Thiessen, but I would have just thought it was Thiessen. You know what I mean? That's
like Birds and the B-sides, like not counting.
Right. And like Fishbone is also like that a lot. Because when you're not, everyone knows, people who know Fishbone, Angela Moore is the lead singer. But the thing is, in their like classic heyday, like when they were on MTV in the late 80s and the 90s, they really like had 3 lead singers. But if you only know them from sort of the last 10, 20 years, then you think they only have 1 lead singer. So you listen to old albums and you kind of think it might just all be the same guy. Anyway, but that would be racist because they're black. Jessica was taking a sip.
You waited. Yeah, you waited.
I always wait.
A sip.
So we're talking about the cup this week, and we kind of touched on Butterfinger, and we've had a Butterfinger cup this year, so that was nice. I had tweeted. I took the picture of the Butterfinger cup when we got it, but I didn't tweet about it until weeks or months later.
Right.
And I was like, and I said on our social media, I was like, can 2020 be so bad if the Butterfinger cups are back? Well, it turns out they might have just been back earlier in the summer. They might not actually be fully back right now. So maybe 2020, I gave it too much credit. So let's look at the lyrics and stuff. This is it's a fun song. And if it's the same as what we learned basically last year when we talked about the Halloween Blues, how this album, as well as the Candy Hearts
Truly Madly Deeply,
were all tracked on tour when in venues when they were doing sound checks or when they had the venues to themselves. They basically tracked these songs live. This song seems super dense. There's a lot going on. So I wouldn't be surprised if other stuff maybe got dubbed in later. To think that they did this song perfectly live in one take. Like when I listen to Candy Hearts, I'm like, sure, that could be one take live. You know what I mean? And I always bring this album up when we talk about these holiday EPs, but Darren's Coconut Ass by Goldfinger was done the same way. It was recorded in... it's called a live album, but there's no crowd, and it's recorded live at a venue with no crowd there. But those tracks sound so good that a lot of them were actually radio singles, and you wouldn't even know that they were one-take live performances. So I'm like, Candy Hearts, sure. But I'm like, this one seems so dense and full of a lot going on. Like, did they just really get it in one take, or was there some extra dubbing happening later?
I've got an interview up that says, in celebration of Halloween, Relient K have released a new 3-song EP via Monoverse Stereo. We recorded these songs on a live soundstage, and I overdubbed my vocals before soundcheck in Silver Springs, Maryland. Yum, said Thiessen on a Facebook post.
Silver Springs, Maryland. Yum.
Yep.
Okay, so that sort of answers it. So there was a little bit of post-production. Also, this song has I have one problem with the production of this particular track, is that the reverb is a little out of control.
This is a weird ass song, just all around.
It is a weird ass song, but the production doesn't help the weirdness. It's almost like a I'll just we'll bleep it out, but it's like a fuck around song. It's like you're making some crap up as you go along, and it doesn't quite work. Like, it works on its own. It works as a song, absolutely. It's fun, it's bouncy and stuff, but like when you really break down the lyrics, like it's such a bizarre stream of consciousness, and it doesn't sound like someone actually talking like a human. It sounds like someone talking like me in like scattered thoughts and like things that don't actually connect. Like, I try really hard when we're recording to keep myself, and I definitely fail at times, but to keep myself like linearly making sense.
Right.
But Jessica knows when you talk to me in everyday life, I like break down in little moments and I'm like, what am I saying? And then I go back to something else, or I pick up a conversation we were having 2 days before.
It's because we're both
stopped.
ADHD.
Right.
What we're doing with a podcast, I don't know.
So this is a crazy song.
It's a discipline tool. We're trying to focus.
Yeah. So this is like a crazy song all around, but just speaking specifically of the sound, the production of it, the sonic landscape of this song, I don't like the reverb that's in this. It's not quite like, it's not as good as like an indie rock song or like a Mumford song where it sounds like it's happening halfway down the hall. It's not that sort of like drenched reverb of making it sound like you're in the room with people. I mean, they might have done this on purpose, but it almost sounds like that muffled sound of like something happening in the next wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's got this somewhat muffled quality to the reverb that's added, which I don't know if that is post-production or if that just happened in the studio. And the thing is, to say that I don't care for it, it's not that it doesn't work. It works in a way. It's like a little haunted house sound quality to have that kind of odd reverb, like something is happening in the next room.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't match the tone of the song.
It doesn't match the lyrics, because the lyrics are just about how we love candy. So a reverb like this would have made sense in the other two songs, because they are lyrically spookier songs. But to have this odd next door neighbor sound quality to this song, that's a little odd when it's a goofy song about how we love candy. Yeah. And like, the number one thing that kind of like breaks the lyrics a little bit for me is like, well, first of all, if you don't know that the Butterfinger cup exists, you'd be like, what the hell is he talking about?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I knew what the Butterfinger cup is, but it's a very limited candy. Like, it only happens in fits and starts. It only like shows up on shelves for short amounts of time. And
we
disappears
did buy,
again.
what was it, a Snickers cup or something, so that we had a
I bought a
cup-like
couple other
thing.
peanut butter things. I bought a peanut butter Twix and I bought a peanut butter Snickers, so we could kind of like, but we decided not to go down that route for the podcast. But like, when he's singing, so he's singing Butterfinger cup, and then when he sings about how he's got buttercups for eyes, right? That's cute, but like, obviously he had to cut the words peanut or Butterfinger. He didn't say Butterfinger cups, and nor did he say peanut butter cups for eyes. He said he's got buttercups for eyes. He had to cut a syllable out there to make it fit. So he's got buttercups for eyes. But buttercups are a different thing. You know what I mean? Like, buttercups are flowers. And I know in the context what it means, but it just kind of is emblematic of the scattershot nature of the lyrics to this song.
Right.
That however things can fit, it's like a jigsaw puzzle where they're just making things fit, but it's fun. It's a fun song. I don't want to criticize this song in that way. There might be some other songs on the Valentine's EP that I'm like just flat out not interested in. I like all three of these songs because they have a different quality, but this one is the weirdest of the three.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about this song. It's catchy.
We've been going around going Butterfinger cup all day.
All day.
All day.
We've been making up parody lyrics all day.
Making
it
parody
is catchy.
lyrics. Singing it about April.
Yep.
We've been doing so many things with this song. We cannot stop going Butterfinger cup. And how did the Butterfinger
April is a pup.
Yeah. April is a pup. I'll get to more parody lyrics in a second. But like, how does the Butterfinger Corporation? They must know about this song, right?
The main Relient K account did at them.
Oh, okay.
I actually just like closed that tab because it was part of the same site that I had up for whatever. But they were like, at Butterfinger, we've got our song about the cup coming out from October. I think it was like 27th, maybe. Right. 2016, 2017.
Okay. Also, so when we get into the only things we have on YouTube are live videos. When this EP was coming out, for the couple of days around Halloween, they played this at like 3 or 4 shows. And all of the YouTube videos call the song Butterfinger Cup. But then when it hits the album, it's called The Cup, right? So I met there has to be, going back just 2 weeks, there has to be a trademark thing.
Right.
Where you can't call your song a registered trademark, but you can sing all you want about a registered trademark. I don't think you can copyright... No, this can't be true. No, you can't copyright song titles. But I guess, of course, you can copyright lyrics. I was going to say you can't copyright lyrics, but that makes no sense. You can't copyright song titles. So people who have, which is crazy, but it's true, and that's why so many like movies take song titles, like they might not even be related to the artist of the song title that it's known for at all. If a certain artist wants a very important song in their career to sort of be trademarked or registered to them in some way to be protected as copyright, they need to like come up with some other way to do that through titling other things or, you know, other artwork or something. But you can't just copyright a song title. That really has nothing to do with this because I'm talking about Butterfinger not being in the title. But, you know, anyway.
It's cool you lost me. My ADHD had me like way over here now.
Yeah. So the song was probably called Butterfinger Cup when they wrote it, but then they had to change it to The Cup for trademark reasons on the album. So let's look at the other lyrics, because we know obviously the chorus is Butterfinger Cup, Butterfinger Cup. We know that, but he names a lot of other candies like Sweet Tarts and Three Musketeers. Are Three Musketeers low fat? Because he says that. He says, but 3 cheers for 3 Musketeers out there fighting the good low-fat food fight all night.
Yeah, I think that's in their, like, advertising. Is there, like, it's the low-fat candy or something, or candy
it's
bar
still
or something?
It's still loaded with refined sugar. It's not, like, good for you.
Is anyone excited to get a Three Musketeers bar? It has that, like...
I used to love Three Musketeers.
That weird, like a nougaty sort of inside.
Yeah, I always think of Three Musketeers, Snickers, and Milky Ways as basically being like evolution. They're like Pokemon. They're like the 3 evolutions of a Pokemon. It's like you start with Three Musketeers, and then that evolves into a Milky Way, and then that evolves into a Snickers.
Sure.
Because they're all nougat based, but obviously the Three Musketeers more whipped nougat, lighter, fluffier, easier to chew. Then the Milky Way is also nougat. It's also basically very similar to a Three Musketeer, but now you throw in the caramel and the slightly thicker chocolate outside. Milky Way is definitely my favorite of the 3. But then you take the Snickers, which is basically a Milky Way with chalkier nougat and peanuts and caramel.
Milky Way used to be my favorite, and now I think of those 3, I actually go usually for a Snickers. It's a little too, like, Milky Way is a little too, like, creamy and chewy now, I think. Like, I want, like, a little more sustenance. Like, I like that peanut in the Snickers.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. Snickers always made me feel thirsty. I couldn't eat a Snickers.
Well, sure, salty peanuts.
Yeah, but Snickers are so throat drying, which is why I never understood these ads where, like, you're hungry, your blood sugar's low, and you grab a Snickers. like you're on the go. You can't stop what you're doing, so you grab a Snickers.
Because it gives you that sugar high, and then it also gives you the protein from the peanuts.
I guess, but the thing is, when I think of being like caught somewhere and not able to stop and get a real meal, if I eat a Snickers, I'm kind of ruined for the next hour or two because I'm like, my throat is dry, it's a little sore. I need a whole glass of water to wash those dry peanuts and nougat down.
I think once you become an adult, it's just a rule that you can't have anything sugary without having like a full glass of water.
But
like your body's just like,
kid.
no, thank you.
But I've felt this way about Snickers since I was a kid. Like I couldn't order a Snickers I couldn't buy a Snickers without also having a bottle of water. But it was weird because as a kid, I knew, like, I love soda. Of course I like soda because I'm a kid, but I couldn't live on soda. If I ordered a soda at dinner with my parents, I had to also order a glass of water because cola made me thirsty, and I acknowledged that. And if I was out riding my bike around town or, like, doing, doing things where I needed to keep my energy up because I'm, like, I'm on the other side of the neighborhood and I wouldn't get a soda because the soda would make me feel dry and thirsty.
You were just born old, Danny.
Wow. Well, then we should be talking about like Werther's.
Because I didn't drink anything but Coke for the first, 19 years of my life.
Oh, I know. Before Jessica and I were dating, I stayed over her house. I'm trying to make this we're adults.
It's not dirty.
It's not dirty because
it's so innocent.
There were more people. There was not just me there, but we were hanging out your house and I stayed there.
We would have sleepovers with a bunch of friends.
Because it was college and people just wouldn't. It'd be safer to stay at your place or anyone else's.
Yeah.
Place. So anyway, I don't know why I got all shy about that. But, I would watch Jessica, and she's, going to bed, she's, making sure everyone's all settled in or whatever. Or sometimes we'd all just sleep in the living room, all together,
Yeah, because I had to pull out sofa.
Like we're drug addicts. But Jessica would be going to sleep, and she's, got a Coke in her hand. I'm like, what the hell?
I would drink a Coke, right up until I brushed my teeth and then go to sleep. I don't know how I did that. Because now, all I drink is water. I drink water all day long. I rarely grab a soda, ever.
We barely have soda in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we go for drive-through, we never get soda. We always get iced tea. And,
sometimes coffee.
Yeah, the worst situation could be if we get an iced tea and it's that, soda machine tea.
That's the worst.
Because it's I guess it'll do, but...
No.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
Well, if it's that awful raspberry stuff.
Right. So anyway, I guess Three Musketeers are low fat. Doesn't really say specifically. Here's a Huffington Post article about the healthiest candy bars ranked by nutritionists.
Oh.
March 11th, 2019.
Look at you stealing the deep dive.
Antioxidants, 50% value, daily, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The 10 top selling candy bars in the U.S. last year. Oh, this is just letting you know what the top selling ones were. Were Snickers, Hershey Bar, Kit Kat, Twix, Three Musketeer, Hershey's Cookies and Cream, Reese's Sticks, Almond Joy, Milky Way, and Hershey Gold. I wonder if peanut butter cups don't count in that because they're not technically bars.
Maybe.
Our hot dog sandwiches or whatever stupid thing. Just tell me what's healthy. So long.
None of them. That's why it's not on there.
Rizzo, a registered dietitian and author of the No Brainer Nutrition Guide for Every Runner, looked at the ingredients and put them in order of none of these are good for you, but this is the order in which you should try them. And it's basically the same list, but it goes Hershey Bar you should have if you want to have, it's technically a little healthier. Reese's Sticks, Snickers, Twix. This is stupid. Milky Way. It's just here's the least.
I have been sitting here trying to make a grease joke for the past 2 minutes.
And then there's a different nutritionist. They went to a bunch of different nutritionists and gave them the top 10 list of best-selling candy bars and said, put this in order of least bad for you. Yeah, this article's stupid. This article's
So
stupid.
they all just picked what? Hershey because it's just chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to the opening refrain, that's right. 3 cheers for 3 Musketeers. Reese's Cup was the candy that they measured up to Snickers bars. No fun. This song is so cattywampus when you break it down. They're like just trying to read these lyrics like poetry is impossible. Let me just try to read this. Reese's Cup was the candy they all measured up to. Snickers bars, no fun in the fun size. Butterfingers are tough to beat, but they stick to the tops and bottoms of your teeth. And I know they can't be good for me. This is like a bot. Like we plugged in 50,000 candy bar reviews, and this is what the bot came up with. It all works in its odd little quirky Matt Thiessen way, but it's like gotta be one of the most bizarre Relient K songs.
It really does.
Yeah, I don't know if there's another song that's like this, like, and this word is not meant to sound as critical as it sounds, but broken. Like lyrically, looking at the lyrics, you're like, this song sounds so broken. Then it works in its way when you listen to the song. But it's just so odd. Like syllables feel like they're constantly missing. Like logical ideas. It's almost like dream logic. It's like a dream logic song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he says, and he gets into the crux of it. He says, "Let me catch you up. There's a crunchy new cream in the crop. It's called the Butterfinger Cup. Butterfinger Cup." And then the next part, he goes, "Honey, nobody likes a bit of honey falling down into their plastic pumpkin receptacle. Why don't you give me something more respectable, like a baby bag of M&Ms or a whatchamacallit?" It's so odd. It's so odd. I do like this song, but it's, yeah.
I actually just like you reading the lyrics better than the actual song. And it's a long song. It is a 3-minute song.
3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes. That ending, I can't get behind the ending. It's
Yeah,
a little
it didn't need
like,
the last 30 seconds.
It gets a little, like, out there jam bandy at the end.
This is in terms of, like, if I ranked Relient K songs, this is in, like, the bottom 25 or 30%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for Halloween songs, it's definitely like up there. It's fun, and it's just like at a Halloween party, this isn't going to hurt anybody to throw it into a mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike the song we're going to cover next year, which might just hurt somebody.
Oh, what, Halloween at Owatonna?
Yeah, where they're like talking about the chainsaw. I'll pour gasoline into my chainsaw and I will hack you to pieces, or I don't know,
we found a very Christian.
Yeah.
I remember now. Last year we found a very Christian review of this EP where they were like upset that these songs glorified Halloween,
right?
And they were like, they actually came to the common collapsible lung conclusion of maybe these are shining light on the sinful nature of Halloween.
Yeah, because they don't say I'll hack you to bits, but it's like pull the cord and watch the life flash before your eyes. It is dark. Like the Halloween in Owatonna is pretty.
MXPX has a song
dark,
called Chop Shop, which is literally about a murder, like a bloody murder, and the police walk in the house. The Chop Shop. When I first heard that song title, I thought, oh, this is going to be about a place where they steal cars and they chop them up.
Right.
No, it's about literally like a den of death and blood that actually happened in Bremerton. It's like about a horrendous murder.
Is that what that promotional photo they did where they're the bloody doctor's outfits? Is that what that's for?
No. I don't know when that picture's from, but I don't think it has to do with that song.
I don't know. You use it in memes all the time.
I do use that. I wonder if it is. I don't actually know if it's from the same period, but I don't think that's in reference to that. I just realized Chop Shop would be a great song to have put on my Halloween playlist at patreon.com/Sadie Hawkins Pod that we talked about Chop Shop because it's about a murder. Yeah, that's a good Halloween MXPX song. Anyway, there's nothing on Genius, no annotations, and this song is ready to be annotated. This song's just sitting there like, Bit O' Honey is an old-fashioned candy that your grandpa used to eat. And Sweet Tarts and Sweethearts are Candy is similar to the song Candy Hearts.
Well, since you mentioned Patreon, let's go ahead and take our break now.
Yes. If you enjoy Sadie Hawkins Pod, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. And you can interact with the show. Call our voicemail line, 402-95-SADIE, and we'll play it on a future show.
You can send an email to sadiehawkinspod@gmail.com and visit our Instagram and Twitter, which are both at sadiehawkinspod.
We also have merch up at our TeePublic store, where you can get a shirt, a mug, stickers, and more.
Just in time for Halloween, or for after Halloween, depending on when you're listening to this, is our little Sheep Boy shirt design, based on the cover of the original Creepy EP.
We also want to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/SadieHawkinsPod. There's Brady, David, Tucker, This Might Be a Podcast, Owen, Jimmy Eat Pod, Roxanne, Samantha, Helen, and Michael.
You can sign up to our Patreon for bonus episodes and exclusive merch.
Live life in the fast lane, baby. Live Sadie Hawkins Pod style. I'm a loner, Jesse, a rebel.
We've got a blog post today from Ricky-Trailevin.com. The Sketchy Reader, A Storybook Life. Tuesday, November 1st, 2016. Halloween wrap-up random, and WTH is a Butterfinger cup.
Whoa, language.
Happy All Saints Day, my lovelies. November is here. You okay?
I don't know, just the my lovelies, it feels so pretentious.
Guess what I'm doing? Cleaning house and putting away all things Halloween. Did you have tons of trick-or-treaters last night? We always do in our neighborhood because it's kids' heaven out here. We buy tons of candy each year.
So creepy.
But we have
kids' heaven. Ugh.
But we also...
I'm sending all the children to kids' heaven. No.
We also have a few leftovers. I saw the most fun infograph about the most popular Halloween candy per state. Check it out. Oh, this is interesting. And then it has America's favorite Halloween candy by state in 2015.
Is this one of those? No, is this one of those?
I already feel like this is inaccurate because according to this, Lifesavers are California's favorite.
No. These maps where they like show they replace the state with the image of the whatever. Because remember there was that one of like
candy corn in Texas.
Remember there was the most popular fast food in the country, and In-N-Out was in 3 states where there's no In-N-Out.
Yeah.
It's like it's made up. And like I saw something on Twitter, especially because this was in 2020. It was like, I feel like if someone tweeted, it's like, I feel like these maps are always made by Russian bots just to make our country matter.
Yeah.
Those maps are never correct. I made a fake one for MXPX memes where I like took a bunch of skate punk bands that have like very colorful, recognizable mascots, and I just like randomly threw them into different states and then released it and said most popular 90s pop punk band by state.
My daughter went to the Relient K concert here in Birmingham last night, and they recently released a few Halloween theme songs. One is a cute song about Halloween candy. Press play and listen to this cute song. The lyrics are posted below. And then they have the YouTube video link, and they posted the lyrics. So what the heck is a Butterfinger cup? Where have you been all my life? I want to know. I found an image online.
Okay.
I didn't notice the Butterfinger cup on the map. Well, no, because it was like new or something.
Yeah, it's like more limited.
So I have 3 questions for you. Please answer in the comment section below. 1, what is your favorite Halloween candy? Danny, what is your favorite Halloween candy?
Well, I think it's obviously a mix of, it's definitely led by almost anything Reese's. But when you get outside the peanut butter, I think of peanut butter candy as a whole nother category. It's the S tier of candies. But Milky Way is probably my next favorite after that.
But if you're gonna give Danny candy, he wants peanut butter cups. Like, he always wants Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah, I don't know. I really like Butterfinger. 100 Grands are fun. Yeah, probably a Reese's peanut butter cup as well. What's your state's favorite Halloween candy? Allegedly Lifesavers, which I don't think so. Have you ever partaken of the Butterfinger Cup? Why, yes. Yes, we have.
So thank you, Ricky Jill.
Yeah, thanks for nothing.
Then we have, and I don't remember if I read this last year. I don't think I did. I double checked my notes from Halloween Blues, and I did not put the Jesus Freak Hideout link on there. So I'm thinking that I did not read the review for the Relient K Creepier EP Er from
Excuse my ice cube.
Jesus Freak Hideout.
It's just water.
They rated this album 4.5 out of 5 stars. Relient K has been on a roll this year. With a new album this summer and a killer tour with Switchfoot currently underway, one would think the Canton, Ohio natives wouldn't have... I'm going to start like a drinking game. If you happen to partake while you're listening to this podcast,
Right.
you have to do a shot every time we refer to Canton, Ohio. Every time a reviewer is like, the boys from Canton, Ohio. Wouldn't have much time for anything else. Well, think again, because Matt, and friends have bestowed a new EP upon us titled The Creepier EP Er. Is a callback to their creepy EP from the Anatomy days, comprised of 3 new songs that they recorded while on the road. These tracks are piano-driven, silly, and light. Definitely a treat for any Relient K fan. All 3 songs are upbeat and have a jazzy vibe to them. The Halloween Blues opens the EP and is a brassy tune, sounding very similar to an old school Halloween song that would be at home at any party this fall. Matt Thiessen jams out on the piano while singing about fall and Halloween in Ohio, and how he would always have these blues during this time of year. The Cup is a silly track that name drops several different candies in the 3-minute, 13-second runtime. The lyrics are classic Relient K, but sonically it has a new feel to it, showing the growth that they've all made as musicians while not forgetting how they started. Halloween in Owatonna closes the EP and is the shortest track on the lineup, clocking in at only 1minute and 25 seconds. Like most Relient K songs that are a bit heavier, it's short and sweet. Again, Matt sings and reflects on Halloween while a pounding piano and guitar take prominence on the track. Overall, the Creepier EP feels far too short, but it's great to see that Relient K is still having fun and can still surprise their audience, considering they've been around for nearly 20 years. The Creepier EP is a definite treat for those who are Relient K fans, fall fans, or anyone in between.
Okay. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Perfectly. Hey! A perfectly reasonable Relient K review. Unexpected, not common.
One other thing that popped up in my deep dive this week, but that has nothing to do with this, is for some reason, DyingScene.com came up with Newfound Glory singer and Relient K drummer starts suburban punk band Domesticated, and this is from October 11th, 2012.
Okay. I guess I'm not familiar. I mean, I definitely don't know we don't know all of the Relient K side projects or related projects.
Yeah, Jordan...
We only learned about Dave Douglas's solo project with his wife recently.
Jordan Pundick of Newfound Glory and Ethan Luck of Relient K have started a punk band called Domesticated. The band, I hope I'm saying that right, the band takes a humorous approach to suburban life through a punk rock filter, not unlike the Descendants. You can stream their first EP, 5 Minutes in Time Out, right here.
When I was your age, 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 I had fun drops rolling up, like a lemonade stand in a paper round, with all my money in a cup, I saved it up for lots of stuff, still I didn't really have enough, so I washed some clothes and cleaned some trucks, I never get to do what I want, well that's just fine, when I was your age, you know what it was like.
So that's fun. And yeah, I don't know why, but that popped up in my deep dive this week. And that's about it.
Sweet. So, yeah, there's like very little, as I said, about the song. Honestly, surprisingly, no covers. So let's just listen to the band play it live. There's a couple of live performances, but this one was on October 30th. It doesn't say what town or city. I could look that up, but oh well.
You just picked this one because it sounded the best?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Following song, it's about candy. The candy is awesome. I'm trying not to eat too much of it, but this song is about Butterfinger cups. First and foremost, which are the best candy in the world, and there's nothing you can say to convince me otherwise. Unless it's got ice cream in it. Alright, this song's called The Cup.
Somebody went, combos. That's not a candy, dude. It's not a candy.
Some kids smile, it's sweethearts, sweethearts. It's so sad.
The whole crowd laughed at that.
What was
That's for the reason I didn't want to spoil that.
Oh my god!
Some folks, but
This crowd, it's like the New Bev crowd. It's like when you go to see
Raucous.
a movie.
This isn't as
New
bad,
Beverly.
but this isn't as bad as what song was that? It was a newer song. I do not remember episode. Don't ask me what have we done in the past, because it's only the future, baby. I only worry about the now and the future. That's me, and if you don't like Jesse, that's me, and if you don't like it, get used to it.
He's got a comb at the table, and he just like
ran it through my hair like a greaser. You're the one who mentioned grease earlier.
Yeah.
Hey Jesse, what's your problem? Think about now and the future.
It was Marigold.
Oh, right. Because the guy's like, yeah, flowers, I love flowers. They're not as bad as that Cleveland crowd.
But why did everyone laugh?
I don't know.
What was the joke? I don't understand.
Is it just the Teeson-ness of it? Just like, hey, I'm Teeson. I'm having a good time. Let's listen to it again.
Alright, song's called The Cup. Some kids smile, it's sweethearts, sweethearts. It's so sad. For 3 cheers.
It's like he's the funniest man in the world. Hey, it's like that dream I had that Teeson and John Foreman started a stand-up comedy tour. I mentioned that at some point. I don't know. It's just like, I think it was just like the quirkiness of his performance there that might have just like...
It really is like when
it couldn't have been the words. It couldn't have been the words because they go by so quickly. How could it be the words? They're thinking like, sweetheart, sweetheart, so sad. There's no joke there.
It is like when you see Taxi Driver at Quentin Tarantino's movie theater and he just like gets in the taxi and everyone's like, ah, and you're like, why?
See, now, this is where Jessica and I have different on this. When you go to a New Beverly movie experience, which is a lot of very, very pretentious movie folks, and like wannabe Quentin Tarantino's and stuff, and like I've literally been standing in line and someone's holding Robert Rodriguez's book. I'm like, it's like, I don't like going to the show. I don't like going to a rock show wearing the shirt of the band. You're not going to catch me like holding Robert Rodriguez's book at Quentin Tarantino's movie theater. So like super pretentious like crowd. When they laugh, when that crowd laughs at certain things that aren't funny, I think they're laughing joyously at the art of film. Like when a moment comes together perfectly, like a well-constructed filmic moment, they laugh with joy because not that they think it's funny, but they're laughing at the joy that they understand what that moment meant.
I have a friend who we hang out with her husband like all the time. They're like our best couple friends, and he used to go to like the New Bev with us pretty often, and his wife would not want to go because she's not really into movies. It's not really her thing, but her favorite movie is Speed. Uh-huh. And he took her to see that like for her birthday at the New Beverly. And she said it completely ruined everything for her. Like just the crowd that was in the audience that day just ruined everything. And she said she never wanted to go to another movie theater ever again after that.
So if it compares to this Relient K concert in any way, it might just be a bunch of people who love Relient K. It's 2016 or 2017. It's 2016. And people are just like, we love Relient K. We love Matt Thiessen. Just seeing him being all tea up there, it makes us laugh. It makes us giggle with joy just to see him being all Matty up on stage. And I think that's why they laughed. So let's hear more of this song.
The Three Musketeers. They're out there. Wait, we should do 3 cheers. Hip hip. They're out there.
And I'm guessing that had something to do with like an earlier thing in the show. He went hip hip and everyone went hooray. It must have tied into earlier in the show.
They're fighting a good low-fat food fight all night.
See, they love that too. They're fighting the low-fat food fight.
It's a funny lyric.
Yeah, it is a funny lyric, I guess. Okay.
That's right. 3 cheers for 3 Musketeers.
He didn't include Jujubes, the fat-free candy.
Jujubes didn't pay enough to mono versus stereo.
Man, once they got into that song, the crowd just died down. Like this, it did. I was cringing a little bit. I'm like, oh, it sounds a little disjointed. It's still a little, because they're still working
they're
it.
working on it.
Yeah, they're working
the
on
album
it.
comes out tomorrow or that night or something.
No, I get it. It's new, but it's just like, oh, and that crowd was like having fun, and then it kicks in. The song kicks
dancing.
in, and they're like,
yeah, but they're not laughing anymore, but they're still just enjoying it. They're just not like, yeah, they're not moshing if they're moshing to this song.
They don't have Butterfinger cups in whatever the city is.
I doubt they're paying that close attention to the lyrics once it gets really loud. They were paying real close attention when it's just Matt Thiessen crooning on his piano about sweet tarts and Three Musketeers. One other thing I want to mention is like there's this bouncy upstroke sort of thing to it, but it's not a ska song because that upbeat is not that's not like off the beat, that's on the beat, so it's not a ska song. One way you can tell, I figured out, if something's a ska song, if you make a nightcore version of it and it sounds like it instantly sounds like Streetlight Manifesto or Operation Ivy or something, then it's a ska song. But incidentally, here's the nightcore version of this, and it does not sound like a ska song. And this this nightcore version was uploaded by Sadie Hawkins Pod.
Nice.
Since there's no covers or anything, I made my own nightcore version.
Kids smile, it's sweethearts, sweethearts, it's so sad. But 3 cheers for 3 musketeers out there fighting a good low-fat food fight all night. That's right, 3 cheers for 3 musketeers. Reese's cup was the candy they all measured up to. Snickers bar, no fun in the fun side. Butterfingers are tough to beat, but they stick to the tops and the bottoms of my teeth. And I know that can't be good for me. Let me catch you up. There's a cookie new cream of the crop. It's called the Butterfinger Cup. The Butterfinger Cup. Butterfinger Cup. Honey, nobody likes big old honey falling down into their plastic pumpkin receptacle. Why don't you give something respectable like a baby bag of M&M's or whatchamacallit? Let me catch you up. There's a cookie new cream of the crop. It's called the Butterfinger Cup.
What do you think of that?
This song is just like a little bit of a mess and so sped up that like that part between the introduction and the chorus is like so messy.
Right.
But then you get into the chorus and this is a lot of fun nightcore style.
Oh, good. Nice.
I think I prefer it nightcore style.
Well, Adam Goff within the last 24 hours that I posted this video,
Nice.
already commented on the YouTube video and said, I can imagine this playing during an out-of-control Halloween party scene in an early days Lindsay Lohan Disney original movie when her parents are out of town and she just wants to get in with the cool kids. So like a Disney version of the plot to Mean Girls. I think I remember Disney using Nightcore in some stuff, like I'm positive Get a Clue has it. And it stars Lindsay. But I think the plot would need to be a little bit more Mean Girls-y. I don't know why.
I forgot all about that movie. Is that on Disney Plus?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm not sure that's a Disney movie. I don't know why, but I'm feeling the scene from Sky High when the hero kids all throw a party at Will Stronghold's house. But Michael Arganio has too much of a dopey face to play off Nightcore. That's why it needs Lindsay Lohan. She's just chaotic enough for all those teen Disney movies so she could pull it off. Well, Lindsay Lohan, I don't know if you've seen Lindsay Lohan recently.
Oh, no.
A couple years ago, Lindsay Lohan and Debbie Harry were staying at the same hotel. And when Debbie Harry came out, they all started taking pictures of her because they thought it was Lindsay Lohan. Because Debbie Harry in her 60s looked like Lindsay Lohan. That's a true story.
They didn't just want pictures of Debbie Harry?
No, they thought it was Lindsay Lohan. I know, I'm just saying, and maybe
I get it.
Then in hindsight, they were like, oh, well, we got some pictures of Debbie Harry now. So, I also, it's not real, I'm not gonna bother.
Sky High.
Right. I'm not gonna bother playing it right now, but I also tried running the song backwards to see if there's anything, and it wasn't worth, because there's no other covers or anything.
No Hail Satan's in there?
No. Well, it is a Halloween song.
Exactly.
I know. So, I guess I typed in butt finger. See, now it's a good thing when he said I got buttercups for eyes, that he didn't, when he had to take out syllables to make that line fit, he didn't cut out the finger part. No, wait. The part. So it said butt finger. So, yeah, there's not much else. That's Butterfinger Cups, The Cup by Relient K, but I guess we can end with some of this.
Want to trade lunches? No way, dude. I got each of the 4 food groups. Sandwich group, cow group, jungle group, Butterfinger group.
Hey, there's no Butterfinger group.
Au contraire, mon frère. The Butterfinger group provides the crunchy peanut butter and chocolatey taste essential.
Oh, look at that. The
beautiful.
really janky first season Simpsons drawings, and then it cut to a real product shot, like a live action product shot of a Butterfinger being torn open. You can hear the screams in your mind. And it looks so beautiful and oily.
It does.
These new Butterfingers are missing oil or something, I think.
How dare they get rid of our saturated fat?
I know. So let's see how this Millhouse, this classic Millhouse.
No
bar.
artificial flavors or colors. Excuse me. I grew up in the 90s. I would like my artificial colors and flavors back, please.
Give me some good old Red 7 or whatever.
Red 40.
Red 40. Any ingredient in food that's also the name of an X-Wing pilot is definitely bad for you.
I don't have the Butterfinger group.
Looks like you could die of malnutrition, dude.
Peanut buttery Butterfinger.
It's neato.
And it's neato.
I love that you would die of malnutrition from not eating a Butterfinger.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I guess, first season Simpsons are about as funny as current season Simpsons. There's got to be a real
No,
classic
Danny,
one in
first
there.
season Simpsons is so much better.
First season? Oh, yeah. In terms of which of those is better, sure. Oh, remember Butterfinger ice cream bars? Oh, man. Okay, here
Yes, I do. Oh, those are so good.
Crunchity, peanut buttery Butterfinger.
Wait, boy!
Sorry, man. But nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
And try new Butterfinger ice cream bars.
Cool, man.
Maggie ate the Butterfinger ice cream bar.
They were so good. Those were definitely my favorite ice cream bars, for sure.
Okay, here's a more modern Simpsons, and then we'll end on. Well, this will be the last one we play. The Butterfinger ice cream bar was just like kind of like vanilla, lightly peanut buttery ice cream in the middle, but on the outside was like chocolate coating with peanuts mixed in.
It was all crunchy.
Yeah,
so good.
So here's a more modern looking Simpsons Butterfinger commercial.
Bart, I'm gonna open my mouth and close my eyes, and you're gonna give me a big surprise.
Crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery Butterfinger.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
He stuck Maggie's pacifier in Homer's mouth.
You know what
and
else?
Homer got some sort of awful disease.
You know what? What's another underrated candy that's super good? Crunch bars. Love a good crunch bar.
Yeah, I couldn't find Fifth Avenue. I wanted to actually do a comparison, but when we went to two different stores. So we went to the one store where we thought the Butterfinger cups would be. We checked one other 7-Eleven.
Oh, and we went to an actual candy store today too. So we checked 3 stores.
We did? Oh, right. I forgot. At Universal City Walk, there's like a candy store.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're open now. You can just go shopping. The park's not open, right? It's Sugar, it's called. And Jessica, there's an advertisement outside for the store where a lady's doing yoga and she's really skinny and she's like covered in candy. And Jessica's like, that lady never touches sugar.
Yeah.
That is BS. So anyway, that's the cup. Butterfinger cup. So Jessica.
Yes.
Putting this to our new thing, do you like this song better, worse, or about the same as when we started?
I like this song less than when we started because I didn't think about it very much prior to this week. And yeah, it's not my thing.
Yeah. The thing is, I probably agree with you. This is definitely not the best Relient K song. It's not the best of these 2 holiday EPs. It's not like Candy Hearts, which is a jam, and like you can listen to Candy Hearts all year round.
For sure.
And you can listen to Halloween Blues all year round. I can't think of any other songs, but this one is like, this one only feels like it makes it. You can listen to the Christmas album other times of the year if you just want to feel kind of Christmassy.
For sure.
But this song to me only makes sense to put into a Halloween playlist, and it really doesn't have a place anywhere else.
It really does, just like from the lyrics to the general song composition, just feels rushed.
Yeah.
Like, which I know they probably were,
Right.
since they were recorded on the road. I don't really know what kind of time frame they had to come up with the songs, but it does feel a little clunky. Like, it feels like it could have been worked a little more.
And I'm definitely offended by this song as well. When he's like, I'm your neighbor with buttercups for eyes. I'm like, that's ableist. You shouldn't mock people with those kind of disabilities.
We just wasted 67 minutes of your life. Yeah.